Hello, friends. This is Bela. I'm with Coldwell Banker Realty, and I talk about all things real estate. Today, we're talking about new construction and the process of seeing the new construction home being built. I already have separate videos about the pre construction meetings, the pre drywall meeting and walkthrough, and the home inspection. And today, we're talking about the final walkthrough and the final inspection. So, at this point, your home is entirely built. So from the pre-drywall walkthrough, when you walked through where you saw all the mechanics of the home behind the walls, then over time, they put in the flooring, they put in your kitchen cabinets, they put in the appliances, the bathroom tiling, the carpets, and the home is coming together a little, and it's very, very exciting and fascinating to see it come through. So just about 10 or 11 days before all of those pieces have come together, and they clean your home up, and the project manager says, okay, time to do a final walkthrough of your home. This is very exciting. Now every builder has their own process in terms of what exactly they do it. In my opinion, the whole walkthrough has to have been done by the on-site construction manager before they do it with the client. In other words, they have already checked all of these things for themselves before they are having the buyers walk through with them. But I have often, I think practically every single walkthrough, except for a few exceptions, there's been issues with the home. There has been some what they call a punch list items that still need to be fixed, some things that the project manager missed, and they are noted down, and the clients are made to sign that piece of paper. And that paper, folks, I want to take a minute to explain that everything that you sign for the builder, be very, very diligent about what you're signing, because if there's ever any issues, that's what we're going back to. So suppose in 2 months you discover that something wasn't done right, and hey, at that time you didn't notice it, or you didn't check it. For a good builder, a good project manager, if they're still in the neighborhood, they are able to come back and fix it for you. You can do it through the warranty department after you bought your home. But there is no proof. There are instances when the builder will come back and tell you, hey, when you walked through the property, there were no issues, so it is not something that we can be responsible for. So please be very mindful of what you sign as you're walking through these homes with the new construction managers. And this is the final one where you walk inside a bathroom and you can turn on the faucet and see the hot and cold, feel the hot and cold water, or you turn on the shower and make sure that the drains are draining correctly. I have actually had instances where I'm walking inside, I step into the bathtub and make sure it's not creaking. Or there is tile. I have had another instance where the tile wasn't quite as smooth, and the edges stuck out, so the tile work wasn't quite done right. And of course I had to make a big deal about it and say, oh, well, this doesn't look right. Or the porch, the patio, the deck, everything that the builder has put together for you, they will walk you through it, and you just want to make sure it was all done right and it functions as it is supposed to. Like they turn on the oven, turn on the dishwasher, turn on the stove, and make sure everything is working, on the microwave. I want to take a little aside and talk about what you don't want to do in these walkthroughs. I have a lot of clients who are totally focused on the paint marks, like little scratches or um, little scruff marks on the walls. And yes, folks, yes, you're buying a brand new construction home, and yes, you expect it to be perfect, but it's a home. It has so many moving pieces to it. Little bit of scuff marks here and there. Right now, it is like a unused blank slate, and you expect it to be perfect. But I wouldn't worry about those scuff marks on the walls as much, or little corners. Things. It takes a lot of effort putting together some of these pieces, and if they're not exactly at the 90-degree angle, or they're not exactly in a straight line, you put things into a perspective and say, well, in the big scheme of things, how does it matter? But now, if you have hardwood flooring which is uneven, or you have the bathroom drains that are not working right, or if the bathtub is creaking as you walk inside it, or tiling work that is not smooth. Now, those things you definitely want to point out, and hope the project manager has already figured out how to fix it and has called the subcontractor back. This is a time to get engaged a home inspector as well, because you're not going to go into the attic, you're not going to climb up on the roof, you don't know what the building codes are, you don't know how things are supposed to work, you don't know if that electric outlet is working, you don't know if it is GFCI protected. So home inspectors do a regular home inspections just like they do uh, the inspection for a used home or an older home. They can do the same with a new home. Now, as I've mentioned in some of my new construction videos before, there are a lot of building codes that have been followed. The township has all these checks and balances in place for when the builder is building. And, you know, the home is covered by the warranty, by the builder's 1 year warranty. So if anything comes up, even after you have moved in and have settled on your home, through the warranty department, the builder is required to fix things, right? And there are very specific things that the builder will fix. But I prefer, again, prevention is better than cure. Before you've given the builder your money, now is the time to get the home inspector out there. Some clients of mine choose to do it at the 10 or 11-month period because you have a 1 year warranty. So on the 10th or the 11th month, you just check and make sure that the home is functioning the way it is supposed to. If there were some issues, the builder is required to come and fix it for you. So before that 1 year warranty expires, you get everything fixed. So whether you do it before settlement or at the 10 or 11-month mark, I highly recommend a home inspector go through the entire home and just does an overall check of the home. They give you a report, and the way the process works is you send the report over to the project manager, and before your final walkthrough before settlement, the project manager will show you how they have fixed everything that came up in the home inspector's report. There are times when there are individual home inspection issues differ. Like, the home inspector may say, this is how it's supposed to be. The project manager may say, it is not the code. It may be a nice thing to have, but it is not required. And so the builder doesn't provide that. But whatever the case may be, at least you're aware of what the home inspector's recommendations were and what the builder has said about it. And if there is anything that the builder is required to fix, they will fix before, your settlement. I like the idea of getting these things fixed before you give them your money, and you have peace of mind when you get those keys that there has been an independent check on your home, and it looks good. And if the township use and occupancy certificate has been received, that means that the township inspector has checked the home and has determined to be good. And if the home inspector has gone through it, you've got an additional, thumbs up on the home that you're buying. And here's to many, many happy memories in your new home. And the best part about a new construction home is that for the next 15 or 17 years, you don't have to worry about replacing or updating anything. You've got the latest in all the technology. You've got brand new HVAC, brand new roof, brand new everything. So they all have a lifespan that they do. The water heater, windows, you're getting brand new stuff. So, the lifespans are good, and you don't have to worry about replacing or fixing anything for a few years. And that's, why a lot of my clients prefer new construction. So hope this was helpful. If you have any specific questions, check with the realtor that you're working with. I go through and walk through with my clients anytime I'm asked to. If I'm happy to be engaged as much as you'd like me to. I know many realtors who will not, once they believe it's new construction, there is no need. And, from the time you sign the contract to the settlement, the realtor is not seen at all. And I've often been told by the on-site construction managers, you're one of the few that actually shows up at all these meetings. Most realtors don't even bother. I'm happy to help. Hope you found this helpful. Share it with your friends and family or colleagues if you think that they might help them. Anybody buying a new construction home, some of the checks and balances. There are other videos on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, and I talk about all things real estate. Take care.